Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole Caterizzo. I'm in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York. 11361. I've already reported in the effects of toxic air pollution in the local area. I can't leave the local area. I wasn't born with a silver spoon like the disgusting Kardashians. Apparently that's a thing in New York. Linda's watching some show I've never been exposed to. I've heard the sounds the humans make about them, but they never seemed anything. They seemed over self-indulgent and absolutely filthy disgusting. So, Linda put on something called The Kardashians. I don't know if that's the name of the show or not, but she addressed them as that. I don't know their names, don't ask, but the only interesting part of the entire show is one white guy, who looks like he could be related to me, but we are not the same. He had some Lord LD with a red flag, some Lord thing. I have no idea what that was about. He mentioned it. He said he had some lordship. I think you failed, kiddo. I'm laying in New York being poisoned after all money and opportunity has been withheld from me as the shitbag kids from elsewhere take advantage of the entire system, and it's grown even more dangerous. And apparently you had like some higher up responsibility that you failed at. Let's think about this. So that happened on the American airwaves. Apparently he has the opportunity to hop on a flight from Los Angeles or California, the state of California in North America, and fly to London to go price out some plane for himself that carries one passenger. So he's that echelon of disgusting. And then I see the crowd he's hanging out with. No wonder why it's so polluted in New York and nothing's gotten done. Meanwhile, in my toxic neighborhood, not in TV producer land where I can get all makeuped up and then hop in a plane and get the fuck out. Yeah, it doesn't happen that way in my lifestyle. I've been stuck here in New York while you're all like growing your stupid empires on TV and showing just how overindulgent, disgusting you all are. So I walked out in toxic neighborhood again for my mid-afternoon walk. So I was in front of NYPD Surveillance street camera with my black and green umbrella in my outfit since I'm denied shower from the shitbag vagina I fell out of in 1978. So now I've got, let's think about this. So as I was walking on the boulevard, I did notice one white guy. So thank you for coming to the area. I know it's not pleasant. He had on a navy blue t-shirt with a yellow DEA sign and some form of symbol on it. I appreciate. And let's think about this. And so I didn't stop him or anything. I know when Jay Jay still works at NYPD, when you go in for the special uniforms or when he went in to buy his firearm or whatever it is however the vocabulary is now, they have special insignia for the family members. Like we used to get Benjamin a signatory from the actual uniform store, like NYPD, like, family member kind of style shirt. So it looked along those lines. It did not look necessarily counterfeit, but who the hell could tell these days? But he's in the right lineage, whoever it was that was walking with the DEA symbol on his shirt, and he knows who he was. And then I forgot to mention, on Sunday morning, I think it was Sunday morning, one of the shows that Linda watches, the better shows of reporting, they reported Hillary Clinton as I've never seen her before. It was so touching between her and some woman from Quebec, which I cannot remember what her name is, so I apologize. They had some kind of mystery series that they read as like novels when they were in whatever. I missed that part of the story, but they seem to be very good friends. I don't have friends like that. I've never, I mean, I'm stuck in a totally different situation. There's no boarding school, private school. There's nothing. It's all pubic and disgusting in New York where I was. So, different lifestyle. So they wrote a book together, apparently called State of Terror. Just so happens Hillary Clinton, the humans have said, was Secretary of State. And I apologize, I can't honor you with a definition. I don't know. I know it's important. I just don't know how or what it looks like for words to fit into the importance of being such a person in such a career. I know it has something to do with a law degree she holds. It's some kind of state position, Secretary of State, they mentioned. She also ran for president, U.S. president. That was important. She ran against Trump, but there was something else going on there. I have to think about it. But to see her in this other role that was not presidential campaign backed, she actually had a very Dutch Quaker look, without makeup and her hair pulled back, almost like Little House on the Prairie is what I would call it, or Anne of Green Gables type look. More of like the quiet, demure woman that I appreciate, that I don't have access to, as opposed to like this American Kardashian woman type situation they promote around here, I don't get that vibe off of Hillary Clinton, especially, and the woman that she was wrote the book with, different echelon of human. I have to think about this. So that happened. So those are the two. One's a news media piece about family members in a lineage that I'm a part of, but in a distant way or distal way in proximity. She lives in the state of New York, but I have no access to her, or I don't know anybody in relation to her or how to get word to her. And then there's the other, like, entertainment TV, which is, I suppose, what Kardashians are, on overexposure to drug cartel money and media mogul-ish something. And then the problem that's arisen over the last 7 years for sure. In Hillary Clinton's book, State of Terror, just to tie that back in, they had to choose one of three scenarios, like the biggest scare ever, to hit the population, and her and her best friend chose nuclear war would have been the most scary out of all of them. So I totally agree, especially if for some reason you had to put the population back together after nuclear war. That certainly would be a whole nother set of tetra circumstances, especially when time and the whole in the story is missing and you have to start piecing things back together. This is the symbol that they air on TV, on television, for media, or mediator to explain to the public what's going on in some form of quantum mirror state. I mean, they don't necessarily give you dates, but they air it as if it's the exact same time, which gets confusing because it's misleading if it's not clips from TV shows that are happening at the same time in this current reality with this current set of administration and executors and people running more important things, especially with like like chemicals and air quality, and being in a right outside of a major city for myself in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. Its Earth, its solar system, its Milky Way, its universe, its galaxy is broken. I do not understand why they allow these like super indulgent and overpowered groups to create these new trends that then become more arguments when it's something so simple as it's the chemical components in the breathing air. I never had this before, except when people started arriving in Patchogue, it started. And then more recently and more seriously, it started happening in Bayside, Queens, closer to the city. So now there are people that know what's going on, but I know there's also turf wars. There's some kind of gangs, they've referenced gangs of New York. So I don't know, are they poisoning the sewer system in order to put breathable chemicals in the air to kill the current population, so this way then they can move in other migrants? I mean, like, this is really serious, and I don't know how to get word out or get help in. All I know how to do is just report where the level of seriousness to my own personal health is at the moment, since I can't even go to the doctors because I've got roast beef, 2 shades of leather in the roast beef category, fighting for some New York City health commissioner state, which they both fail. Look at me. They both fail. And they've also taken me prisoner of war to the hospital and done terrible things to me while they knocked me out. So I have no sympathy for whatever the punishment is for all of those people involved in whatever comes next. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole Catarusa. It's October 11th, 2021.